Hello, everyone. If anybody looking this page from other side of the world, good morning or hello or good evening. Welcome to my page. I'm Hisako. I'm normally living in Denmark, Copenhagen, and I have this digital business owner. And this interview is I am inviting from our community a different entrepreneur from all over the world to search for the secret of how to build surplus in our lifestyles. So we all have a lot of matters in the life, and this business, I believe, it's helping to find the surplus in our lifestyle. So I'd like to hear the different experiences from different entrepreneurs. And today, I'm very happy to introduce you. Uh, my guest from Singapore, Jialin. Hello, Jialin. Thank you for coming today. Could you,
Thank you, thank you. Hmm,
may I ask you to introduce you shortly?
of course. Hi, Hisako. Thanks for the invite. And hi, everybody. My name is Jeline. I am from Singapore. I am a mother of two children, a girl who's 13 this year and a boy who's 11. At the same time, I'm also a digital business mentor.
Okay, thank you. So you are busy mom for two kids, yeah? Can
Hmm.
see. Yes. So Jeline, how long have you been doing this business?
This is going to be my fourth year in the business in November. So I've been in this business for 3 year plus right now. And when I first started the business, I was doing it on a part-time basis alongside my full-time job, my day job. Yeah. So after 2 years in the business, then I actually, quit my full-time job, my day job, and I actually stayed home after that.
Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm interested in how before you started this business, how was your situation in your life? Could you explain that?
Sure. So before I started this business, I was practically living from paycheck to paycheck. And for a country like Singapore, the cost of living is very high. So it is almost impossible to rely on just a single income. So usually in a household or in a family, we need dual income, as in like both husband and wife to be earning or working. Yeah. So that was the same for myself. Sad to say, I besides living from paycheck to paycheck, I actually didn't have savings. Before this business, I didn't have any savings. I live from paycheck to paycheck. And I came upon this business when I was actually tendering and serving my resignation notice from a previous job. So back then, why I actually quit my job without a backup plan or without another job ready in hand was because at that point of time it was the COVID situation. So with the pandemic and all, and we were all locked, so-called Singapore had a lockdown where everybody had to be home. My children were home with me, and I still had to work as well on the PC, in the day. So it was I'm not a person who can really multitask. So it was overwhelming for me when I had to split myself between attending to my boss and at work and also attending to my children who needed the attention in their schoolwork and their meals and all. So I felt that at that point of time, after a period, I realized that I was actually on the verge of a burnout because I felt that I couldn't deliver or give 100% of myself both at work or at home. So at home, I felt like I was just there in person, but I wasn't able to give all my attention to my children who needed me at that time, because we were all going through something very new, and they needed more attention, but I couldn't give them that because I had to juggle my my job and managing the house. So it came to a point whereby my girl actually kept asking. She was only 10. Eh, yeah, she was 10 at that time. So to her, her understanding of mommy working is she finished work at 6 o'clock in the evening. So a lot of time when we were stuck at home, and I had to, because I had to attend to my children as well in the day. So I had to use time where they are sleeping or when they are eating to actually quickly work on the reports that were backlog, piling up in backlog. So I had to catch up on work in between. And a lot of times I was still on the PC after 6 p.m. And my girl would be asking, mommy is already after 6 o'clock. Why are you still working? So that came one time, two times, and a few more times. And it struck me that, oh, this is something that is affecting her. Yeah.
Mm.
So for a child of 10-year-old, they don't understand that because I use my time that I was supposed to work to attend to them. Also, so to them, it's like their understanding is finish work at 6 o'clock. But a lot of times I'm still at work, doing work, trying to finish all the backlog after 6 p.m. So that was a kind of like a wake up call for me because I felt like I started having the mom's guilt, the guilt from work. Like I was a candle burning on both ends, and I didn't know what to do. It was so overwhelming that I was on the verge of a burnout. And at that point of time, after a few reminders from my girl, where she kept asking, why am I still working after 6 p.m., it struck me that I have to make a decision
Mm.
to choose whether I want my career or my family. So because I started, having to work and all to sustain the household income, so definitely I started working because of the children. And in the end, I chose my children and I tendered my resignation back then. So it was during the serving of the notice period, the 2 months notice period, that I was scrolling online and I came across my mentor's advertisement on social media. And that was how I explored further and started because it checked everything off the list of what I was looking for back then. So yeah, that's how
Yeah,
I started.
I totally understand that I am not neither a multitask person, so that and guilt as mom is very strong, and to spread the energy to their work, you have a responsibility, and also you have to give a lot of energy to your children, and it's very difficult to juggle these
Struggle,
things.
yes.
Yeah, wow.
Right.
But
That was how I felt.
luckily, so you met this business, and so um, now I'd like to hear that. So is it because anyway, the business you have to use some energy and time in both business and
Mm.
family, and how did you made a balance with this business, and you have a better situation now after you met this business?
I am definitely in a much better place right now after 3 years into the business. And yeah, so after that, what happened was that after I finished the notice period, I actually was like sourcing for alternative or what I should do next. So while I was searching for the next job, I had uh, a plan in mind that I'm not going to be stuck in the vicious cycle again of the 9 to 5 grind. But when I start this business on the side, I told myself that this is going to be another added source of income for me, and it's going to be my plan B, because from my previous experience, I realized how dangerous it is not to have a plan B. And so with this business, I started out on a part-time basis, and I work on it using pockets of my time, because I was able to focus on my children first. And then after that, I use pockets of my available time. I love how flexible this business is, and that it really fits perfectly into the schedule of a busy mother like myself. Yeah. So I actually, a few months later, I found another day job, a full-time job. But this time, I know that it was going to be different. It wasn't going to be permanent, because I have a plan in mind that when I started this business, I want to be able to retire from the corporate world within 5 years. Yeah. So that was the change in the mindset after I had a very clear goal and direction. So with that new day job, I was supposed to feel more overwhelmed, because now I have not just the day job, I have my business, and I have my children still to attend to. But amazingly, it was okay. Yeah, it was okay, because like I told you, this business is the total opposite of a regular job, where I had to be bounded to a desk, and I have to spend long hours in commuting to work, or I have to spend 8 to 9 hours at work. This business, on the other hand, allowed me to work smarter, because I could use pockets of my free time. And I would say that most of us, and for myself, even until now, we actually use 2 to 3 hours of our free pockets of time throughout the day to work on the business. And that was how I juggle back then. And for somebody who wasn't able to multitask before, and with an added thing to my plate, I thought that I was going to struggle. So in the beginning, there was a little bit of struggle, definitely, because digital business was something totally new to me. And we know that when we take up something new, whether it's a job or a course or even a hobby, it takes time to it's kind of like harder at first, because it takes time to get the hang of it, and then it actually became easier along the way.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that was how I actually managed to juggle, and I use pockets of my free time. I love the flexibility, and eventually the earnings that I was experiencing, or I was getting from my business, which was supposed to be the side income, actually surpassed what I was earning in a whole month in a day job. So
Wow.
that was when I knew that my plan B is happening. And I have only a high school certificate in my education. So in the corporate world, I was faced with a lot of restrictions in terms of the kind of job, and even in the salary and how much increment you will get. It was always kept, and it was fixed, based on my qualification. But with this business, I didn't need to be validated or evaluated based on my paper qualification, but it was really a matter of how much time and effort I put in will show in how much I'm able to earn. So with that, my passive income from the business eventually surpassed what I was earning from the day job, and it doesn't make sense anymore to me that I'm spending long hours in a job that is giving me just this much of pay. And when I have a business that I can work smart using just 2 to 3 hours a day, and it earned me so much more. In fact, I earned my first five-figure income from the business. And in Singapore, with a high school certification, it's something that I would never be able to achieve in the
Wow.
corporate world. So that
Wow.
was when I decided that okay, I it's time, and I was ready to leave my job in the corporate world to turn my part-time business into my full-time career. And amazingly, with this business, I told you earlier that I came into the business. I started a business with a 5-year retirement plan, but I was able to bring forward my plan by 3 years, and I quit my job after the second year in the business.
So you are now full time dedicating to this digital business.
Yes,
I
but
see.
while my business is full time now, it's totally different from like having a full time job, because this business, even though I'm working on it full time now, I am still fitting it around my schedule. So I still use pockets of my available time in the day and night, just like what I'm doing now while my children are in school. This is the free pocket of time that I can dedicate or devote to business. But otherwise, when they are around, my focus and priority is on my children. So it's always them first, and then whatever free time I have in between, I work on the business.
Wow, yeah, it's a beautiful story. I mean, like many different conditions of this business. Like first thing is that we are the owner of this business, so we
That's
can
right.
organize a time by
Mm,
ourselves as we like to fit
that's right.
in a daily life. And also, we don't need any certificate. You don't need any CV to find this business. This is for everybody, anybody who is interested in, who would like to put their energy and a little bit of challenging. So this is that you made so much out of this, that the best situation of this make the best out of this business. Now you are also job quitter, and it was wonderful to hear that you are so focused on it. And
Mm,
like you I for me it's like you focused your energy to one direction, and then you just went for it, and then you got it. like
that's right.
it is wonderful that yes, it's also financial result that you get the real result in your hand under
Mm. And
freedom.
it's not just the monetary or the financial results that I got from the business, but over these 3 years, there was so much learning and so much growth in my personal development. I was not somebody who was very tech savvy, so there were a lot of skills that I picked up from the business. In fact, I was not somebody who is comfortable in front of the camera, and I've never imagined myself having to do that very often now, to show people or to share, my journey with people. And I'm enjoying that because, like, after experiencing this transformation for myself, I was more passionate in helping other working mothers like myself last time who were bounded to a desk to achieve what I managed to achieve in this business.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like you gained also the confidence. This
Mm,
business, meanwhile, we are running business, we can continue learning all the skills and knowledge we can learn from the training, and also network meeting and many study meeting, and we are keep on developing ourselves, and it gives us hope, and it gives us a lot of energy and confidence. Yeah, that is
that's
also
right.
the wonderful things about this business. Yes. So, Jeline, could you
Mm,
give a short message to the audience who watch this interview today?
sure. So, before I started this business, and when I chanced upon this business where it sounded too good to be true because it checked everything off my list of what I was looking for then, I was a little skeptical. I had a lot of questions. And but even though I would be hearing or hearing success stories about other people who have succeeded from this business, there was still a lot of questions and doubt because I didn't see it yet. Yeah. So the best way for me to find out back then was to really do it myself, get into it myself, because when I get into it and I see it for myself and I experience the same for myself, I know that okay, it works. And what we are seeing in the community, within the community, the success stories is really the success is really replicable. So I would like to tell the audience, when we I never expected myself to be running a digital business. That has never crossed my mind. Yeah, it was something that's totally new to me. And I had a lot of questions, a lot of doubt, especially at that point of time where, where everybody switched to digitalization and scams were on the rise. So I was worried about all this. But in the end, if I did not try it out for myself, I would never have known that this business really worked. Because if I did not take the action to make a change, years later, I would still be stuck in the same situation. So I would like to tell the audience, I like to say this all the time: you never try, you never know. And I like to tell the audience, if somebody like me can do it, then anyone else can.
Yeah, thank you, Jeline. I absolutely agree. There's a different story as many as the us, and
Yes,
that's true that we never know if we don't try. So why not to give it a try? Yeah.
that's
Otherwise,
right.
you are staying at the same place and just all the worrying, all the situation goes around. So if you are if you'd like to know a little bit more about this business, this is my site, and then you could go there to register you for a free webinar for this business. So thank you so much for Jelin today. Oh, one thing, I'd
Ah,
like you to introduce me another entrepreneur who transformed their life to got the surplus. I can go to interview next time. Do you have a one?
oh, okay. Yes, I have somebody in mind. I would like to recommend another mompreneur within the community. She is based in Malaysia right now, and she has also managed to turn her quit from her day job and focus on this on her children right now while running the business. So she has also experienced a lot of transformation from this business, and I think she will be the perfect fit for your next interview.
Okay,
Her
cool.
name is Swan Ho.
Swan. Uh-huh. Okay.
Swan Ho. I will give you more details after this.
Okay, it's perfect. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, thank you for your amazing story, and
Thank
have
you
a
for the invite.
nice day with your children.
Yes, she'll be coming back soon. Thank you for the
Okay,
invite, Hisako. You have a nice day too.
thank you. Thank
We'll keep in
you.
touch.
So, yeah, so sorry. See you, everyone. Thank you for
Thank
today.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.